So for all of you that are new here in our community, I want to talk about what is the employee retention tax credit? Why is this something that you should absolutely be fired up about? And then lastly, how are you going to make sure that you take advantage of this opportunity? Okay, number one, the employee retention tax credit is a government grant that was made available due to the pandemic that all of us went through in 2020. When the CARES Act initially came out, where two programs were released mainly, the PPP and ERTC, there were some major changes today compared to how the program initially was released. Okay, I think many of you already know this. Some of you that are new, this is brand new information to you. And I do want to make sure that all of you go through the back office because I have put a step-by-step training going over everything that you need to know to become a pro when it comes to sharing the employee retention tax credit. Okay, but when the ERTC initially came out, we could not access both programs. If a business owner got the PPP, they were excluded from getting the ERTC. If a business owner made money during the pandemic, they were excluded from getting the ERTC. But one of the things that Trump did upon leaving office via executive order was he signed into legislation where even if a business owner got the PPP, they could now obtain the employee retention tax credit. And instead of the employee retention tax credit only being able to be accessed if a business lost money, now congratulations to every business owner that did make money during the pandemic. They could still qualify for it too due to the nominal business impact test. If you're taking notes, I highly encourage you to write this down. All right. What other opportunity in your life have you been able to create 7 figures plus without investing, without risking anything, and being able to help more people than you have ever helped in your life? I would be willing to say there is none. All right. With all the wealth that we've created, with all the other vehicles within the Finance Pro community, it's not often that you can build 6 figures, 7 figures in a short time frame without having to put up, number one, a lot of money, and then number two, having a risk factor involved. Due to the fact that we have attorneys that are doing all of the filing on behalf of our clients, I hope all of you really understand this. There is zero risk involved. All right. And when it comes to the IRS, there is oftentimes always risk involved. The beautiful thing for you guys as partners with the Finance Pro community and our law firm, at this point, guys, you're not under liability. All right. You're not in a situation where this can harm you. Okay, because the tax attorneys are not going to let any deals go through if they are not legitimately qualified for that. Write yes in the chat box if you understand that. So all of us have one job. And the good news is you don't have to be an expert at all of the legislation, all of the IRS guidelines. What you need to be a professional at is asking several questions. Okay, and there's 2 main questions that I want every single one of you tonight to make sure that you write down on your piece of paper and you absolutely let this get ingrained in your head. The first one is talking to business owners, ask them how they were impacted by the pandemic. Hey, Mr. Business Owner. Hey, Mrs. Business Owner. I had a quick question for you. How did the pandemic impact you? Number one, you're not salesy. Number two, we have nothing to sell them. Number three, you're actually showing that you care and you're interested in their business. Most business owners are only used to people saying things to them when they complain. Has any of you ever experienced that? People are much quicker to complain about something than be grateful for something. It's one of the biggest issues in our society today. Leaving and staying in a state of gratefulness and thankfulness will escalate your life drastically. Okay? Most business owners are not used to people actually caring about their business. They're used to people caring about themselves, even if they come to do business with them. All right. I personally experienced this before. All right. So I'll tell you this. Ask them, how were you impacted by the pandemic? Oh, this happened. You had to close down your business. Oh, it was, you couldn't have a certain amount of people in your business. They'll start to tell you all of the problems that their business encountered. And guess what? They're letting you know exactly how they qualify for the pandemic. Okay. So with that being said, guys, the follow-up question to that is, have you taken advantage of the employee retention tax credit? All right. Where this is so important, and I need you to absolutely let this get ingrained in your head, where this is so important, the government has never done anything major to help small business owners in America. When we went through the 2008 housing crash, what did they do for business owners? What did they do for individuals? Nothing. What did they do for big banks? They bailed them out. How often in America have we seen the people that actually moved this country, sustain this country? And I say it all the time, small business owners are the backbone of this country. How often are they left in the dark with no assistance and help? Every time. This is the first time in history where there has been what you could call a bailout, but this is what's very important to note. It's not really even a bailout because this is not money that they're allocating from different avenues or even our tax dollars. This is the business owners' tax dollars that they paid on behalf of their W-2 employees. And what's happening here, guys, is the businesses are getting a refund, a portion of the money that they paid on behalf of their W-2 employees. They're getting that refund back. All right. And why you need to be so passionate about this is if business owners do not get this money back, the IRS simply gets to keep it. I think you and I would both agree if the IRS is saying we're going to give you a portion of your tax dollars back, or you can leave it in our pocket, who agrees you want that money in your pocket? In the same way that you feel about your money, if you could get a refund on that individually, these business owners actually have the ability to do this, right? Literally almost every type of business, as long as it's not a business that's funded by the government, public schools, fire stations, police stations, literally any type of business that you can think of outside of that, they can qualify for this credit. Ministries, nonprofits, we just got one back over $2 million. How powerful is that? Government funds now becoming a blessing back to the people. And the good news for all of you is, again, you don't have to be an expert at this. If they ask you a bunch of questions, tell them, listen, I can give you what I know about it, or you can speak to the attorney firm, and not only are they licensed to give you the opinions of what they know, they also know all of the legislation and can answer any questions that you have. So you have one job. All right. And I want you to write this down on your paper. My job is simply to introduce business owners. You don't have to sell the deal. You don't have to close the deal. You don't have to file the deal. All you're doing is one job, and that is introducing them by booking an appointment. Imagine if in the next 12 months, you can make 6 figures or 7 figures introducing a client by booking an appointment. We absolutely have the best back office that exists in this space, where there's more transparency, there's more access, and there's more vehicles than any other company in this space, especially in the financial world. What we've done is we have taken the absolute best of the best, and we have given it to all of you so you can begin to win like never before. All right, I mentioned this earlier, the Getting Started tab. I literally have put in here step-by-step 9 videos explaining how the ERTC process works, where it came from, who you need to be talking to about it, and at this point, how you can build, you'll see the next part of these videos, a 7-figure income. Write in the chat box, millions of dollars are calling my name. Write this in the chat box, write it on your paper. Millions of dollars are sitting on the table. The question is, will I grab it? There's so many of you that are stopping by businesses every day. You're in your car passing by business owners every day, and you're not taking the time to talk to them. This is your moment to create wealth. Guys, we have everything in this system that you need. Everything. All right? All of the training. I want you to go through it. You want to learn how to make $1,000 to $10,000 every day? I literally did a video. All you got to do is go and watch it. Okay, it's so extremely simple. The 60-second perfect warm call. I literally give you the script to go and talk to the business owner and how to communicate with them. All right. And then let's even take it to another level. If you go to the resource section in marketing tools, I've also given you both a phone script and an email script. So maybe you're the person that says, hey, I don't know if I really want to go out and talk to business owners. My first question is why? This is a huge opportunity to help people. Why would you be selfish with it? Because you got to understand, on the other side of your fear to reach out and talk to someone, not only is your blessing there, but so is theirs. Someone say, I got to get out of the way so I can have the impact and blessings come our way. Sometimes you got to remove yourself and the fear that you have by talking to people and understand closed mouths don't get fed. All right. If you're sitting at home all day long or half the day just wasting time scrolling through social media, you're wasting your time. All right, guys, it's very easy to access the site. Once you've signed up as a FinanceProPlus member, it's simply user.financeproplus.com. Log in with your email or username and password, and you're in the system. Every single member in our community has access to this. All right, and it's so simple. There's 2 different capture pages, the client capture pages. This right here is where you simply share the link if someone wants to see a full overview and understanding of it. But I have something that's even more brilliant than that. A lot of people and business owners are very busy. One of the easiest things you could do than just send them a link and say, hey, look at this, talk to them very briefly, and then book the appointment for them. If you go to lead capture pages, this literally will take you directly to the link. Check this out. It'll literally take you directly to the Calendly link. And you say, hey, Mr. Business Owner, hey, Mrs. Business Owner, I realize you're busy right now. What time tomorrow would be best for you to speak to our firm? Would the morning or afternoon work best for you? Afternoon? How about 1 o'clock? Does that work? 1 o'clock Eastern? All right, perfect. Boom. Set the appointment, fill out the information that follows this. And at that time, guys, the appointment is booked. You've done your job. And any time that you book an appointment, it's immediately going to populate in your lead section. So you're able to see the appointments that you have being booked immediately. Not only are you able to see the leads, you're also able to see where they're at in process. The new lead that was booked, whether it no-showed the meeting, whether the meeting happened, if the lead qualified, agreement sent, agreement signed, you're able to see that. And once the agreement has signed, within 12 hours, it moves over to being now a client, and you can see all of your clients. Now, a beautiful part of the Finance Pro ecosystem and community is not only do you get paid off the personal deals you do, you can bring partners into this. And if you haven't really understood this yet, I'm not charging you anything to be a part of our community. We could definitely charge for everything that we're building for you. From the back office, from all of the education, if you go to the university, we have provided amazing education for you. We have built all of this out for you so you have the access to go ahead and learn amazing information that can bring transformation. All right. But outside of this, guys, it's extremely powerful. Listen, all your job is to do is to book the appointment. Right now, I'm going to talk about the ERTC, and I'm also going to talk about the Take Charge program here in a little bit. For the ERTC, I need you guys to understand something. This is massive, massive commissions that are sitting here waiting for you. Whatever the law firm collects in a contingency fee, like the one deal I mentioned earlier, they got back over $2 million. The contingency fee was over $400,000. The agent that referred that deal made 40 grand in one deal, right? Miss Carrie Parker, several months ago, she booked a doctor's office that ended up getting back like 2.7, I think, million dollars, 2.6, right? The contingency fee was 50-something thousand dollars. She made $50,000 in one deal. That deal should be funded here very quickly. Not to mention, there's another NFL former player that signed up several deals. Their deals actually got checks in the mail this past month. They have over $30,000 that are arriving in their bank account by the end of this week for the commissions. So has Finance Pro Plus paid out people already? Absolutely. Have people already begun to make insane money from the deals that they referred December and January? Absolutely. All right. We're going to send out the testimony of this gentleman here by next week so you guys can actually see we're sending out this week over $30,000 to that agent on 2 deals that they referred. How incredible is that? Right? Yes, in the chat box, if you're ready for $30,000 deposits on a monthly basis, if you're ready for $50,000 on a monthly basis, 6 figures on a monthly basis. All right. If you've never dreamed this big, I need you to understand this is not fugazi. This is not pie in the sky. This is actual money being funded by the IRS with actual tax attorneys that are doing this. I've had some people ask, is this opportunity really real? I'm like, do attorneys work with people that are not? Think about that. We are one of the only companies in America that have tax attorneys doing this on our behalf. And to be extremely clear, we're the only firm that's not a tax attorney working with tax attorneys that are doing this. DA&J and Posterity, we are the only group that they work with that are not licensed attorneys on our part, and then they will handle all the liability, they will take all the responsibility, and they will then not only file for these business owners, actual tax attorneys signing off on every deal, right? Not only will they file it, if the IRS audits any of our clients, number one, you don't have any issue because they process the deal, but number two, your clients don't have any issues because now at this point, guys, I need you to understand something. They are taking full responsibility. If the IRS audits any of our clients, the attorney firm says, hey, you don't have to deal with the IRS. Send them over our way. Okay? This is beautiful. This is amazing. And for all of you, I need everyone to understand this. If you bring a client to the table, the only thing that can come as an outcome is good. The only thing that can come as an outcome is not IRS issues. It's massive blessings because the money that we help these business owners get, we know that they're going to be able to keep because the tax attorneys would not stamp their name off it and sign it if it wasn't legitimate. Everyone write yes in all caps if you understand that. So for you, I need you to understand something. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. But understand this, there is a lifetime period on this opportunity. And if you don't take advantage of it, the only possibility of what you could lose is the opportunity itself, which in this opportunity carries the freedom that you've been craving and that I would say, that you absolutely deserve, that you were created for. Many of you have been asking God for years, Lord, will you send me something where I can actually set my family free? And at the same time, while saying those prayers, how often do we sit on our hands, close our mouth, and do nothing? I'm not going to start preaching tonight, but I am going to say this. God is not like the fairy godparents on like Nickelodeon. We don't just make a wish and it just appears. When we pray for things, we're now handed opportunity, but if we don't pick up the opportunity, it's not God's fault it didn't happen. It's our fault because we didn't do anything with the opportunity. I see people all the time being like, well, God didn't want me to be rich. No, you didn't want to be rich. If you wanted to be rich, you would have went and did something, right? Is everyone following me right now? I don't want to get too preachy, but I do want you guys to hear me right now. What you're craving, what you're dreaming for, the vehicle has arrived and you don't even have to pay for it. Imagine if I brought you my Ferrari and said, here's the keys, go have fun. How many of you would jump in it right now and go on a speeding trip around the city and be absolutely blissful as can be? We did something better than that. I didn't give you the keys to the car. I gave you the keys to the kingdom. How much do you want? What all do you want? Here's the opportunity where if you take advantage of it, you can go get as many of them as you want, right? Oftentimes, we're not willing to go down the path of working for something to get something, but I don't think we understand that's how harvest works. That's how abundance works. Before the plant was huge, before the tree that's the biggest tree in your city today, it once was just a seed. It was once just a dream. But when you watered that dream, when you nurtured that dream, when you put intention into that dream and actually took advantage of it, it grew into everything that you wanted. So this is where I need you guys to understand, this is your opportunity to create the opportunity of a lifetime. We have 18 to 22 months left of this, and the party is done for ERTC. Okay. Now, again, this is on average $10,000 to $20,000 per W-2 back going to the business owner. Think about how big that is and how impactful that is. On average, $10,000 to $20,000 per W-2 back that you're able to help these business owners. And I want you to see a couple things here, guys. All the compensation that we have on all of our opportunities, you see right here, what do we pay out every time you refer a deal? If you personally refer a deal to our company, you're going to make an equivalent of 10% of the total contingency fee collected. If there's 10 W-2s in a business, they get back on the low side $10,000 per W-2. That's a total of $100,000. If the law firm gets 20% of that, which is $20,000, you just made a $2,000 commission on one deal. So simple math, if you helped 5 business owners a week that only had 10 W-2 employees each, you could be making $10,000 a week. Who would not be offended by an extra 10 grand a month being built for you? And this is what I want you to understand. On this homepage and on your home dashboard, okay, where this is absolutely beautiful, guys, is these commission amounts that you see. My earnings, this is obviously what you're doing. Team earnings, this is what your team is doing. You are absolutely building a bank account that you're not having to deposit any money in. Give me a 777 in the chat box if you understand that. Some people say, well, I don't know if I can wait 3 to 4 or 5 months before I get paid. You're going to live the next 3 to 4 or 5 months anyways. So wouldn't you agree it would be better to show up in 4 to 5 months with money rather than not have money? Being in the same situation you're in today, 6 months from now, because how many of you have been in the same situation for the last 5 years? How many of you have been in the same situation for the last 10 years? It's just the reality, guys. We're building something beautiful. You're building amazing, huge commissions that will pay you out within 4 to 6 months, all right? Because that's how long it takes the IRS to fund these deals. And the way the payout process works is very simple. When the business gets paid, they pay the law firm. The law firm pays my company, FinanceProPlus, as the exclusive marketing partners for them. And then I pay out all of you for introducing these clients to the firm. All right. Once the business owner gets paid, the law firm gets paid, and then all of us get paid in the process. All right. So every single month, once you've been working this 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, every single month from here on out for the next 2 years on average, you're going to be having huge commission checks show up. The question is, how much money do you want? I want you to write this down. Who has my money? I want you to write this down right now. Who has my money? Every business owner that you speak to, your money is sitting in the conversation with them. Your money is now sitting in them getting their ERTC. So if you help nobody get their ERTC, guess what? You got no money. If you help these business owners get it, not by closing the deal, not by selling the deal, by going to your lead capture page, booking the appointment, entering in the details, now you have the potential to make anywhere on average from $1,000 to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per deal, depending on the size of it. On the low end, guys, you're looking at making $400, $500 plus per deal that you bring in. Okay? This is absolutely powerful when you understand this. All right? So right now, it doesn't make sense to sit around day by day waiting for someone else to make you money. Get in the game. Understand these people that you're able to go bless, they have the money that you've been looking for. Okay, so it's extremely important for all of us to understand this. The more work that we put in, it doesn't cost us anything but time and effort, the more money that we have coming in. So this is absolutely huge. So guys, the ERTC is extremely simple. If you have not gone through these videos, I really need you to begin to go through these videos. If you go right here on offers, guys, we're about to announce who all are the top 40 going on a cruise with us here very shortly. Okay, so here by the end of this month, we're going to do the announcement for all of the top producers from January 1st to June 17th. We are taking you on a cruise where I have big news that I've not shared with everybody yet. The next cruise is not only going to be for the top winners, okay, they were the top producers. All of you have the ability to go on this cruise with us because our next conference is going to be Sailing on the Sea. All right, our next major conference that we have company-wide, we'll be showing up in cities doing meetings here and there, right? But our next major seminar that we're going to be doing is going to be on the cruise ship, okay? So even if you did not win the competition, who understands that you can still go with us, you can still celebrate with us, and we have the opportunity for all of you now to join us on this cruise, a trip of a lifetime. And beyond that, we're going to be shooting content. We're going to be teaching y'all some insanely powerful things. If you were in Atlanta, man, everybody there was so excited and they had no clue about a lot of the information that was shared from myself, from Jennifer, Mr. John Orlando. We announced a new service that we'll be making live in the back office here shortly, our Safe Money Solutions. This is going to a whole nother level. But tonight I want to focus on this. All right, and one more quick thing. If you have not got my book, Reset Your Mind, Reset Your Reality, guys, listen, you can go right now. It's $20 normally. I'm giving it to all of you for $1 plus shipping. All right, $1 plus shipping. If you have not got this book, you absolutely need to. People are commenting right now, I love your book. Okay, listen, here's the link. I'll post it here in the chat box. But guys, all you need to do is go to the back office, all right? Go to the back office and you can get your copy for $1. I'm not making a penny off of this. I'm investing in you because I believe in you. And I believe if you get your mind right, you can get your life right. There's a divine blueprint that we were created for, but we have been programmed incorrectly because we've been groomed and grown up in a society that does not have our best interest in divine blueprint at the core of its heart. Okay, so it's time that we reset that, because until we reset our mind, our reality stays the same. So the great reset that really needs to happen is for all of us to become aware of how powerful we are. Okay, so I won't say too much on that, but I promise you, this book right here will cause you to see life in a bigger way than you ever have. And once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. Okay, so I'll be shipping out a ton of these books on Friday. You can go straight to the website and you can get access right now for $1. I'm literally giving the books away. Okay, this is absolutely huge. But I want to talk about outside of ERTC, we are now taking our Take Charge program live. Someone say Take Charge in the chat box. What I love about our Take Charge program is with the ERTC, we are helping business owners get access to a major government grant and refund to be able to now get this money back into their business, to be able to help assist them with any business expenses and just anything they want to do with this money. The PPP was a loan. There were restrictions on how they spent this money. When it comes to the Employee Retention Tax Credit, it's not a loan, it's a government tax grant, which is what it means is the taxes that were paid on behalf of the W-2s, the IRS is giving a refund on that money up to $26,000 back to the business owner. Okay, now with that being said, who agrees that more money in the business owner's pocket is always a good thing? Okay, so with that being said, I want to introduce you to the Take Charge program because it is officially live. The Take Charge program is game-changing. My brother back in 1996 started a credit card processing company, and today it is well over $1 billion company. Okay, this is absolutely powerful because this is one of the other additions that you have that you can help business owners. So whether they got the grant or not, you can still assist them and put more money in their pockets. Anybody that gets the Employee Retention Tax Credit, who agrees that you've now created a relationship like no one has ever done before with that business owner? No one has walked in a store and been able to help them get 6 figures, 7 figures back from the government that they do not have to pay back. It's a refund. Okay, so I want you guys to see this. The Take Charge program is game changing because what we're doing with the Take Charge program, how many of you have a debit card or credit card? And oftentimes when you go into place, you're not spending cash, you're swiping your card. All right. Every time you swipe your card, that business owner has fees that they have to pay. Some of you may be business owners yourself, and you probably get annoyed at the end of the month when you see, hey, this is how much money I did in credit cards and debit cards, but now I have to send a portion of that, usually 3.5%, 4.5+% to the processing company because of the fees that it costs me to operate my business. If I pay $100 in cash, the business owner gets $100. If I swipe my card for $100, the business owner may get 95 of that. Okay? This is what we're doing to assist business owners in another avenue, okay? And building a relationship. I want you to write this down, and building for you residual income. The Take Charge program is set up where it's absolutely powerful. Okay, nearly every business owner is accepting credit cards, and if they're not, they need to be. Okay, because the majority of people are not walking around with cash today. While the Fed continues to print cash, most people don't have a bunch of it. Okay, so it's important to understand how this works. Debit cards used to be the way that most people bought things, right? But now credit cards have massively became the new way that people are spending money because of one thing. How many of you get rewards for spending a credit card? Okay, when you swipe your card, how many of you get 1 point for every dollar that you spend? 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, depending on what it is. All right, I need you to understand something. The vacations that you get at the end of the year or the points that you get for swiping that card, the business owners are the one that's paying for that. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, they're not giving you points because they like you. They're giving you these points because they're charging the business owner for them, and this is money that they have left over to reward you to continue to use these points. I'm not going to go too in depth with this tonight, but do understand this is in your back office that you can go through this, okay? The Take Charge sales overview. I would encourage all of you to go through this, and remember, the same way that you're setting appointments for ERTC, booking an appointment, is the same way that you're setting appointments for the Take Charge program. So after we get your client the employee retention tax credit, wouldn't all of you agree that it makes sense to put more money in the client's pocket? Of course it does, but not only are you putting more money in the client's pocket, you're now creating for yourself a residual income that you get paid every single month for the lifetime of that business. Okay, so now you're building more wealth by helping more people. Okay, I'm going to skip through some of this because you can go through this yourself, but I need you guys to understand something. Okay, the merchant is the one that are paying these reward points, and due to the fact that reward cards are getting more and more popular, they're hands down by far the way that most people spend money. The business owner's cost of doing business is going up. Who agrees inflation is also going up? So what was once profit for the business owner is also now being shrunken due to inflation. Right? Their cost of goods are going up. So now the cost of goods are going up. Their fees are going up. What does that mean for their profit? It's getting smaller. So what we're doing is we have a program where now we can help these business owners get back this money. In 2010, Congress passed the Durbin Amendment, which capped rates on PIN debit fees, which was a huge incentive for banks back in the day. So now they said, hey, if we can't make money here, we're going to push all Americans and people all around the world to swipe their credit cards because we can make more money that way. They're not just giving you points because they like you. They're giving you points because you're making them rich. Okay. So what happened was these costs of doing business, swiping cards, continues to rise. All right. So what we've done is we have done something drastically massive for these business owners. My brother's company has done something that is changing the game for people, where now we can give a business owner the ability to not just save money, but eliminate their credit card processing fees every single month. That 3.5%, 4%, 5%, whatever it is they're spending a month. Imagine being able to tell that business owner, what if I could put all of that money back in your pocket? Who agrees an extra 3, 4, 5% a month for a business owner is significant when it comes to what they're dealing with in our society and inflation? All right, this is where the Take Charge program comes into play. Businesses now can take charge of their credit card processing fees based off of the flat rate processing plan that came out of the Durbin Amendment. All right, through the Take Charge plan, merchants can provide the option for their customers to receive a cash discount on the purchases that they're purchasing. All right. Who's ever been in a gas station and you saw cash price, you saw credit price? All right. Or maybe you pay your bill online with the credit card and there's a fee every time you use that card. All right. The Take Charge program on average saves a small business owner $3,500 per year. Okay. This is huge. That's a very small business owner. If a business owner is processing $100,000 a month, they're spending $3,500 to $4,000 every month on their processing fees. Imagine them putting that back in their pocket and it benefiting you as well. Okay. On top of that, all of our processing terms, they get paid the next day for all the funds that they do today. There's no more hidden fees and people wondering, how can I eliminate these fees? Oftentimes, business owners don't even know where the fees come from. They just see they're getting a huge charge at the end of the month for doing processing. It's crazy. If you're not educated on that, it's okay. But do understand that by knowing a little bit of something, you have the ability to create wealth for yourself as well. There's no more hidden points or hidden fees anymore. Your business is no longer funding these huge reward points that they're doing now, and you pay one low flat rate based off of the equipment that you need. On average, a business owner spending with us $50 to $100 a month while we eliminate the rest of their credit card processing fees. All they're paying is for the equipment. It's not a lease, it's simply a rental for the equipment, and that equipment is fully insured. If the equipment goes out, we'll ship them a new one next day. All right, this is super huge. All you guys do is ask one question. If we could eliminate your credit card processing fees every month, would that be of interest to you? No business owner is going to say no. I've been doing merchant services for over 12 years now. All right. This changed the game. We're not just talking about saving someone 20 bucks a month, 40 bucks a month. We're talking about whatever you're spending monthly. What if I could put that back in your pocket? This is literally one of the most powerful ways in a program that partners with the ERTC so well. Mr. Business Owner, we already got you back all this money with ERTC. What if we could eliminate your processing fees every month too? Would that help your business? What are you spending a month? Easy question. You know, I spend on average $1,000 a month. So if I could put $12,000 in your pocket this year, would that be beneficial to you? If they're spending $3,000 a month, if I could put $36,000 in your pocket this year, would that be beneficial to you? I have saved business owners over 6 figures a year. A couple business owners over 7 figures a year. They love me. And they'll love you too because you help them. All right. The average cost, guys, that the business owners are spending now from everything that they were paying is now $50 to $100 on average, depending on the equipment they need. This is absolutely powerful. All right. So we send them one of our Take Charge terminals. All right. And then who has ever seen one of these signs in a business? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you have walked in a business and you saw this sign that said, if you swipe your card here, you're going to have to pay an additional fee. It's pennies to the customers, but it is thousands of dollars on the low end and sometimes higher than that for business owners. All right. So it's super powerful. This is just an additional way that you can serve your clients that you have introduced to Finance Pro, and just ask them, hey, we helped you get this. What if we could put all this money in your pocket every single year? Okay. Extremely powerful. They pay one flat fee. No more heavy processing fees, no more hidden fees, as simple as can be. If it's 49 bucks, they're paying $49 every single month for the rest of them doing business. All right. Extremely powerful. All right. So with the Take Charge program, guys, it's really beautiful. We're now eliminating the processing fees for the customer. We provide the equipment. We provide the disclosure sign, and all they do is continue to operate as they have been. Instead, now all of those fees they've been paying are now in their pocket. Okay. Now for you guys, this is where you can make commissions and residuals every single month. All right. Every deal that goes through, you're going to get $100 upfront commission. You're not selling these deals. You're not closing these deals. You're doing the same thing you're doing for ERTC, and that is booking an appointment. You can see right here on the client capture page, guys, you literally can go through and see an overview of how the program works. This has your link attached to it. You'll see it. FinanceProPlus.com/services/take ? Referral name, your referral link. All right. Super, super powerful. And this explains it. Would you like to pay almost zero in monthly processing fees? And it goes through some of the powerful parts of the program. All right. But where this is amazing, guys, is whatever the residual is monthly on it, all right, based off of the profit, you're getting a 10% monthly residual on every single deal that you do. Okay. And then 2, any deals that your partners do, you're making 50% of everything they make in a monthly residual, the same way that you are with ERTC. Okay, this is absolutely huge. Some people are asking in the chat box, how can we access this page to attach our link? Guys, log into your FinanceProPlus back office, user.financeproplus.com. If you've not created an account with us already, you need to reach out to whoever invited you to this call, get signed up as a partner. It's 100% free, and then get plugged in the community and get to work. Okay, but you get a 10% monthly residual on all of your personal deals, and it goes one more level, 5% off of everything that your personal partners refer as well. Okay, now this is what we're going to be doing in your earnings section, the same way that you see what you make with ERTC. Okay, under your clients, you'll see you can go through and pick which service it is. If it's ERTC, you search it, all your ERTC deals go through. Okay, if you go through and you see the Finance Pro Trust system, anybody that gets a trust, you see that as well. Okay, if you go through and see the Take Charge program, you see that as well. This is absolutely powerful, guys, extremely powerful. And you do absolutely nothing but book the appointment. All right, absolutely nothing but book an appointment and simply ask a question. What if we could help you eliminate your processing fees? We already helped you with the employee retention tax credit. What if we could also help you with this? And you see everything that you have coming in as well on that. Okay, this program is amazing. It's powerful. And here is another benefit of this. We have added something huge to this. Once you have 10 deals that are processing, your 10% monthly residual is moved to 20%. You double it personally only on the Take Charge program. So if you have 10 deals that are processing, okay, you make $100 every single deal, okay, and your 10% monthly residual just moved to 20%. You're still only getting 5% on the second level, but you personally can make 10 to 20%. Everybody starts at 10. You have 10 deals processing. Now your entire portfolio moved to 20% on the Take Charge program. And this is what we're doing to also help you guys if you desire. Once the ERTC program is over, some of you are going to want to continue to make this monthly residual every single month. All right. Some of you may want a big buyout. Anybody involved with the Finance Pro community, in April of 2025, we are willing to give you a 20 times buyout on whatever your residual portfolio is. If you're making $10,000 a month, I will wire you a check for $200,000 to buy your portfolio out. If you're making $50,000 a month, I will wire you a check for $1 million to buy your portfolio out. Okay? Who likes buyouts? All right, this is absolutely huge. If you want to continue to just make this monthly residual for years upon years upon years, you can. The beautiful part is the choice is yours. Okay, so this is the Take Charge program. It's extremely powerful. We haven't yet done a training on this company-wide, and I wanted to introduce this to you. You can begin to book appointments immediately. Now, one important thing to note is you need to be booking these appointments with someone that has the decision-making ability. Don't book it with the front desk girl. All right. Book it with a manager that has the ability to sign off, or the business owner. Okay. It's very important. The business owner is the only one that can actually sign the agreement to get this process going. Okay. So book it with the business owner. Our team will handle it from A to Z, and you will be notified upon the meeting meeting agreement signed, right? Agreement sent, and when the deal is actually processing. Okay, so it's absolutely huge. All right, the residual is based off of the profit on the account. Okay, in every account, the profit is different based off the cards that are being used. It's not just a science that you can say, if they're processing this much, how much will it be? All right, it's based off of the type of cards that are being used and the actual profitability of it. We'll have future calls where I'll go a little bit more in depth on that. But guys, it's very simple. First thing that I lead with all the time is the employee retention tax credit. Absolutely free. You're not switching from anything. Okay. You're simply getting your tax credit that the government owes you. All right. And that's something really important to note, everyone. This is their money. There may never be a time in history again where the government says, hey, we're going to give you your tax dollars back. So one thing I would encourage all of you to do is get to work. Have as many conversations as you can. People right now, we are on the brink of a recession. There is no telling what can happen economically in this country. All right, it's just true. There's a lot of things up in the air right now, and unfortunately, we don't have the ability to control it. What we can control is what we do and how we prepare ourselves for whatever's to come. Who agrees when trouble comes, you don't then try to figure it out? Like once you got in a car crash, don't you agree that it doesn't make a lot of sense to then try to say, well, what if I would have hit the brake? What if I would have moved out of the way? It's too late. If a recession hits and now you're struggling financially, you don't say, well, man, I wish I would have made more money. You done missed your opportunity. You done missed your chance. So what we do is in the middle of chaos, in the middle of things that could go wrong, we build our future up so we're solid, right? Because things that are built on a solid foundation, the Bible tells us they'll stand. Stuff that's built on the sand, what happens? Will fall. It's just practicality here, guys. The ERTC is something that every single one of you need to take advantage of. You are building a bank account, if you want to think about it like this, with other people's money. Their money they get back from the IRS, you now get a piece of that. But it was a blessing to them because remember, you're serving them in a way that no one else can. We're not just doing the filing for the business owners. Our tax attorneys are standing up to the IRS if the IRS challenges them. You know how many business owners in America that are going to be in a bad situation because a consultancy firm or someone that didn't have tax attorneys are now the person that helped them get it? When they come back and ask questions, you know what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to go hire an attorney. What I said a minute ago, would you rather already be prepared and have things structured correctly, or do you want to try to then figure it out when everything's in a mess? You don't want to be on the wrong side of the IRS individually. You definitely don't want to put business owners in a bad place. And that's why it's so important we do talk to business owners. Because every day we don't talk to them, someone else is talking to them. 7 out of 10 businesses that do qualify have still not got this yet. So who understands this is like the gold rush all over again? Gold is everywhere. The question is, how much do you want to collect? Money is everywhere. How much do you want to collect? You don't have to spend a penny and you don't have to risk anything, but you do have to do something. Someone asked me on my page the other day, well, do I have to do anything to get paid? I'm like, no, you just sit in your seat and money just falls in your lap. Of course you have to do something, but you don't have to spend anything. You don't have to risk anything. You actually don't even have to sell anything. If someone came to you 10 years ago and said, if you just introduce people to me and I'll help make you rich, how many people would you introduce me to? That's all you're doing, guys. How many people can you get in front of our law firm? How many conversations are you willing to have? This is not difficult. This is the most simple way you will ever be able to build wealth without putting anything at risk. Okay? So with that being said, 777 in the chat box if you're ready. Millions of dollars are sitting on the table. Actually, hundreds of billions of dollars is sitting on the table. The question is, will we go out and will we help people? We're not just going and doing something that's okay for people. We are blessing people in a major way. The more that we help, the more blessed that we become. It's a byproduct. You've heard the quote before. If you help everyone around you get what they want, as a byproduct, you'll end up with everything that you want. Okay? So if I were you, I would do 2 things. All right? You have this paper in front of you right now. You need to make a list. Okay? Make a list. All right? Clients equals business owners. All right? You need to make a list of every business that you shop at, every business owner that you know, every pastor that you know. a nonprofit, you name it. If you have any relationship with them whatsoever, if you have ever aided their business, if it's a restaurant, if you have ever bought something, if it's a retail store, you need to go talk to them. All right. And then the next thing you're going to do is not just make a list for clients and business owners. You're also going to make a list of potential partners. Okay. Potential partners. Who do I know that wants to make money? All right. Who do you know that's passionate about helping people? Who do you know that needs to make more money, but they may not have a lot of money to invest? Well, good news. You don't have to. Good news. You just got to have a heart, a desire, passion, and be willing to have conversations or be willing to send out messages. It really is as simple as that. Any partner that you bring into this program, guys, you make 50% of everything they make. So if you have 10 people that make $100,000 the next 6 months, you just made $500,000. If you have 10 people that just made $1 million each, you just made $5 million. Who agrees that's beautiful? They didn't get anything taken from them, but because you introduced them, now you got paid. They got money. Guess what? You got money. It's a blessing. All right. So with that being said, this has been an amazing training call. Write yes in the chat box if you enjoyed this. We literally have 100 people with us live on the call right now. I'm going to push out the recording to everyone that missed it here in just a few minutes. It'll be later tonight. But listen, guys, it's time to get after it. Too many of you are just sitting around right now with the opportunity of a lifetime just waiting. There is nothing to wait for. The only thing we're waiting for is the IRS to fund the deals that you're bringing. If you're bringing no deals, there's no reason of waiting. Does that make sense? If you're not bringing in deals, there's no point of waiting because there's no profit that's coming from what you've done so far. So we got to work it. We got to grind it. And we got to understand we got 18 to 22 months left to do something like we've never been able to do before. Okay. So with that being said, you guys be blessed. I'm going to send out this recording here very shortly. And listen, guys, it's time to make it happen. You can wish for it, or you can do what Nike says, just do it. All right. So you guys be blessed. I'll see you on the next training call. We have some updates that are coming out this weekend, and I can't wait to see all of you begin to win in a way like you never have before. We already have people making 6 figures. We already have people on the cusp of making 7 figures. All right. Now it's time to go get yours. Help as many clients and partners as possible. And there's no way that you can't win. All right. You were born to win, but the question is, will you do what it takes to win? I believe you will. Let's go do it together, guys. Have a good night, guys. Bye.